Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for the Soul. And today we're going to have Master Jesus come through and a few others talking about the changing of your beliefs. The ability to change your beliefs is paramount to being able to create the kind of life that you want to live. And we're going to get into that in a little bit greater detail. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Hi, Lysandra. And that you made the most of it. You know, living in the present moment is really the most important thing for humans to be able to learn to do right now as a species. How to actually live in the present moment. And today's subject on changing your beliefs is really important. Understanding exactly what your beliefs are and how to change them in the simplest possible way over the shortest period of time. And then we're just going to wait a few minutes for people to come on. And good to see you. Hi, Lysandra. Hi, Patricia. We're just going to wait for people to arrive. Hope you ladies had a wonderful weekend. Thank you. I think some of you ladies actually showed up at the mass meditation we did last week, which was an amazing thing. So much is unfolding so rapidly. Hi, Minaj. Good to see you. And with that being said, I'm just going to make a couple of corrections here. Turn this down. Give me a moment. I want to be able to see your questions and answers as they come up. So I'm trying using another device so that I can clearly see when questions are prioritized. So I was saying, changing your beliefs is the most powerful skill to develop. And it is so poorly understood. And it's certainly not taught in schools. And it's certainly not taught in universities, changing your beliefs. In the conventional educational systems, we're taught to just remember information more than anything else. We're taught mostly to remember. Which keeps you in your past. Master Jesus says, many of you have to learn to live in the present, to be in this present moment. And yet almost everything in our educational systems is about remembering. And what does remembering do? Remembering keeps you in the past. And Master Jesus says the kingdom of God is here and now. It's not yesterday. It's not tomorrow. It's not somewhere else. It's here and now. And the key to getting yourself into the present moment is understanding the simple process for being able to change your beliefs. It is simple in the process, but the application is where a lot of people lose their ability to make consistent long-term changes in their expression and in their experience. Oh, hi there. Come here, Tika. Come here. I'll bring you down. Sorry, I got a little puppy dog here, and she wants me to come here, sweetie. Okay. Say hi to everybody, Tika. Hi, I'm Tika. There she is. Yeah. So changing your beliefs is the most important skill you can not only teach yourself, but it's the most important skill that you can teach your children. If you can't teach your children how to change their beliefs, then they're going to be stuck with the beliefs that they've acquired from the world around them. And changing your beliefs is actually relatively a simple process. But what most people get stuck on is the emotions that are connected to beliefs that drive them, right? And yes, so Master Jesus, when he was quoted as saying, as a person believeth in their heart, so are they. And what he referred to is the subconscious mind, where all of our sensorial data, where all of the information that you acquire from your five physical senses goes into your subconscious mind. It gets stored away into a database, and that database becomes your point of identity as a localized individual, as a John or a Bob or a Mary or Luella, whatever information is stored in that subconscious database. You have come to believe that you are that name that's been given to that body. Yes. One of the things Master Jesus says, it's important to understand who you are, that you are not the physical body that you are in. You are not the construct of the what the world has given you to be. The world has given you an identity that you are thinking you are supposed to be, but it is not truly who you are. And learning to make that change consciously and deliberately from what you've been taught to what you are is the fundamental pillar for freedom and liberation. I'm going to just pause for a moment here, and we're going to get a little more deeply into this. Um, who was that? Well, I think there's no coincidence, Lysandra, that Master Jesus is here with us today. But he says it was not just one. There were several that were with you. There were several spiritual beings that were with you. Master Jesus is one. Who were the other two? Apparently, a great grandparent on your mother's side was the other one. And something about somebody from another lifetime that came in, that you were related to, that came in at that moment. Master Jesus, it'd be very interesting to see what you get out of this today when you understand the concept and process of changing your beliefs. Yeah, she is so cute. Good morning, Magical Buddha. Hi, Patricia. Yeah, changing beliefs. So let's get into this, because he was speaking to me for about an hour this morning about the idea of understanding beliefs. Beliefs are ideas that only affect your life when there's an emotion attached to the idea. I'm going to repeat that. Beliefs are ideas that only have an effect in your world when there's an emotion attached to them. The minute there's an emotion attached to a belief, then that belief gets translated into actions and actual movement of energy. Even if you believe something in your own mind, your body, whatever it is, your body will react to it once there's an emotion. And where do your beliefs come from? The vast majority of people's beliefs in the initial stages of when we come into these physical bodies, the vast majority of our beliefs comes from parents, teachers, friends, public school, books, television sets, radio systems. Those are the predominant areas that we form beliefs about reality from, and our experiences, our own personal experience. When we bump into things, or we have mishaps with our body, we form beliefs, or we have wonderful experiences, we form beliefs. Most of your beliefs you're not even conscious of. Most of your beliefs you are not even conscious of at this moment. But anytime you run into a problem, if you got something going on in your life, you go, why is this happening to me? You're running into a belief that is unconscious with an unconscious emotion attached to it. And once you can change, yes, he says, once you can change the emotion you have with a belief, then you can begin to change the actual belief itself to something else. But you must choose a new belief, and then build your joy and your love and your excitement around the new belief, and then carry forth that belief. You're saying like a cross. You want to carry your new beliefs like a cross, like something you carry with you. You want to drop the old beliefs. You want to let them go energetically. You don't want to be attached to them anymore. Yes, we'll do that too. Jay, good morning all, and good night. Hi. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Bogmella. Hi, Heather. Thank you. I appreciate that. The energy is really, really high, as it always is with Master Jesus being present. Hi, Tina. SJ. Hi, Janine. I'm going to scroll back up, see if we got some questions coming in here. Yes. So changing beliefs, it's not as difficult as what you think. You can change an idea in your mind that fast. It's the emotion, the emotional energy that's connected to a belief or idea that makes it difficult to change. So you might have a belief. I did an experiment. In fact, I moved a garbage pail from one place that I had it in for a long time. I moved it to another place, and it took it every time I found my body automatically going to the old place. I go, oh, no, that's not where it is. And I had to literally, because my body was used to it. It was comfortable. When your body gets comfortable with things being a certain way, it feels safe. When your body is comfortable with things being a certain way, even if those things are uncomfortable, if it gets used to it, if it feels that's what's going to happen, the body will want to stay in that because it's familiar to it, it's predictable to it. It doesn't have to make any adjustments. It knows how to prepare for it. So when there's a change, the body then gets uncertain. So what would happen? I go to that garbage can, I catch the body and the mind automatically going to what it remembered, the belief that that's where garbage goes. And then I had to literally, for several days, I had to retrain the body to go there. And it took 3 days for me to get my body and mind comfortable with the new positioning. Now, if you take into account something like addiction, where somebody's gotten very comfortable with living with addictive substances, with certain behavioral patterns, yelling, screaming, being in a certain state of joy, being in a certain state of playfulness, they'll maintain that energetically. Wow, I don't know about you guys, but the energy coming through is really intense. It is through the embracing of the new feelings of what you wish to experience in your world. The desire to experience a certain thing is a belief that you wish to experience that. It is the new feeling that you can attach to that emotional energy that will give your body and your mind the impetus to work in harmony with your desired change. But you have to entrain your body and your mind into the new expressive energy. You must understand the energy. You must feel the energy of what it is you want to. How does it feel to not be overeating? How does it feel to be around people that you love, respect, and honor, and who love, honor, and respect you? How does that feel? Because when you are engaged in the feeling, that's when the new belief you will be dealing. That's when you'll be dealing the new belief. When the feeling of the new belief is greater than the feeling of the old belief. And that's why you see people make a lot of gradual changes. They might, to quit smoking, for example, might take them a long time, but their new belief has to be built up. And it's the emotion. They keep yelling this at me. It is the emotion that you must change to effectively change your belief in a shorter time frame. It is the emotion. Please understand this. It is the emotion of the new belief that you want to strengthen. And when you strengthen that new emotion, the excitement, the joy, the playfulness around the new idea, the new belief, the new expression, it is the emotion that will align your body to the behavior that you desire. It is not the other way around. Your body doesn't align you to a new behavior. You're meant to align it to the behavior you want. You're meant to align it. Don't let it align you, because it is used to the way you've trained it and the way it's been trained and taught. It is the emotion you wish to change first, consistently and repeatedly. And when you do so, the conditions of the belief, the old belief, will fall away, and the conditions of the new belief will come into your life. Yes. Let's so changing your beliefs. Let's get into this with everybody here. Why are there religions? What does Master Jesus say about this? Also, who is Lucifer? Is he also an archangel? That's where that energy is coming from. Thank you, Beta. That's a really good question. Religions were organized belief systems presented to groups of humans in specific places for the exclusive purpose that certain individuals would be able to structure a social order that they could regulate and control. And this is true of all religions. This is not what I came here to formulate. I did not create a religion. I brought forth a set of ideas that you are free to use or refuse. But there are certain organizations called religions, as you put it, that will actually force you or punish you if you do not follow their rules, their ideas. But quite simply, these are simply organizations that were created by select individuals who want to control and organize a social order that they could manage. And yet the nature of your individual expression does not conform to any specific religion or belief. If you understood who you truly are, then you would understand what you are here to give the world, what you are here to be, what you are here to do. And this is not something that should be regulated by any group or organization, but by your own heart and your connection to your Creator. The one that you refer to as Lucifer, again, this is a construction. That is all part of the question you ask, which is where these religions originate from. If you understand that concept, that these are mechanisms designed to regulate the social activities of a larger group of people by a very select group of people, then you'll understand why religions function the way they do, and why they can be so restrictive, and why they can be so combative with other religions. And again, when you create conflict The focus then becomes self-preservation between the conflicting parties. And so you have massive numbers of people in opposing religions fighting each other because they are afraid of the other, not because if they met on the street that they would want to harm each other. You see many people from many cultures and many religions walking around many streets that do not jump out and hurt each other or harm each other. So if you understand the mechanism of religion and its function and form in the created reality of human culture, not the reality that your creator would have you live, for the reality that your creator would have you live is that of love and joy and creative self-expression that does not require you harm another or acquire from another that which you need to fulfill yourself. For in your heart, in your soul, you are completely fulfilled by the very source that gives you the life that beats your heart right now. You will always be fulfilled in alignment with that. You will need no religion or no dogma or no ideology to be fulfilled in the expression of who you are when you understand that, when you acquire an awareness of that which you are, when you are able to distinguish yourself from the limited state of your being, which is what you've acquired from this world. But each and every one of you knows that there is something more to your life than what you're experiencing. There is not one exception among you. Even those who are the greatest expression of self are those also know there is more to themselves, and they continue to grow and they continue to express and they contribute greatly to humanity. But each and every human knows this. There's no exception to this. So understanding the constructs that have been given to you by various organizations, if you understand the constructs that have been given to you, then you will understand the controlling mechanisms that can inhibit, restrict, or possibly expand your awareness of what you are. And any organization that promotes the well-being and joy of yourself as the unique expression that you are is an organization you might want to listen to. Anything that would allow you to be more of what you are, from my perspective, and within relation to my creator, is that which is love. Love will always expand you further beyond that which you think you are. It will always take you further. It will always enhance and improve your joy. It will never diminish you. It will never make you less than what you are. It will never tell you you are valueless or that you are sinful or that you are evil in some way. Your creator does not create in such a fashion. You were fashioned in the heart, the mind, and the spirit of love, each and every one of you. Wow, thank you. That's a great question, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Rita. Oh, wow, the heat here is absolutely incredible. Sorry, I'm just reading through questions and also feeling the energy of that. So changing your beliefs, really, if you understood what he said so far, changing your beliefs fundamentally is based on what you're feeling. What you're feeling. When I believed that I wasn't very valuable, when I didn't think I had much value to the world, I didn't think I was very important, I had no meaning, nobody loved me, my feet were cold, I was going to go out in the garden and eat worms. When I believed that, I had certain emotions, and those emotions were painful and sad, and they hurt. When I began to think, wait, maybe I'm, when I began to change that belief, when I began to think, wait a minute, maybe I'm not that way, maybe that's not who I am. When I did that, then the feelings of depression began to diminish. At that time, I did not know what I was doing. I did not know that I was actually changing a belief that was going to change my life. But I became aware that once I started feeling differently, different effects began to unfold in my expression. And that's really what's important, is you get to that awareness that it's changing the energy to a thought that you have that manifests it or unmanifests it. If you remove a negative emotion from a certain belief that I'm not good enough, you remove the feeling of pain and suffering that goes with that belief system, and then you connect yourself to, I am an amazing being of light, and you build the energy around that. What would that feel like if that were true? Then you start to build the emotion deliberately and intentionally, and then you actually start to recreate yourself with beliefs that you choose. And most of the beliefs that most people are choosing and focusing on are beliefs that are given them by the world. Very few people are focusing on beliefs that were given them by the Spirit, which is love and joy and creative self-expression and playfulness and interaction and respect. You know, it's very fascinating. Oh, hi there. Hi. Manoj is asking, I've begun worrying about my situation as I am jobless for the past 4 months. Please provide some guidance and what kind of career or profession I am best suited for. That's an interesting question, but it's not one that You need to understand, other than what we've said already, if you understand that the emotions you have around being jobless are what you need to change. How would it be emotionally if you had the job you desired right now? You want to build the energy, because if you have the energy of joy of having that job, then you're transmitting, you'll be manifesting and organizing your life to take that shape and form. Understand this, that your life as it is now is based on the dominant emotions that you're currently feeling every day, every moment. The consistent emotions you maintain around a certain idea is what maintains the manifestation of that idea as an existing condition in your life. And until you can change the emotion and the idea, then you're going to continue to experience that condition. You are here to learn to become a divine creator, not to have somebody lead you around by the hand. You must become the creator that you are, consciously and deliberately. You must choose. Many are called, but few choose. Right? Thank you. That's very important. Being able to choose what you think, being able to choose what you feel, being able to choose what you do. And every human behavior has its origins in an emotion. Every human behavior requires an emotion for it to exist. And most people aren't even aware that they can choose their emotions or change them or alter them or de-amplify them or amplify them. Most people don't know they can deliberately go, yeah, I'm happy. Most people don't know they can do that. They sit in their depression and they're so sad and they stay stuck in that and they're so stuck in that. How can I change this? You're not going to change it by focusing on it. You're going to change it by going to something new. And that takes a bit of practice. But once you learn to change an emotional energy, once you actually feel yourself deliberately changing emotional energy, you give yourself, you open a doorway. You literally open a doorway to manifesting yourself as a divine creator. Even if it's something small, like giving up a cigarette addiction or giving up a caffeine addiction, you've changed not just a thought form, but you've changed an emotional energy and you've changed the behavior. That's when you know a belief has been changed, because the thought, the emotion, and the action always line up, always. And again, some beliefs take longer than others to change, depending on the amount of emotion attached to that energy. Cool. What? Yeah. He says, the comforter is he who beats your heart. That is who the comforter is. All I did was point the way to you and others to find the comforter. It was said that I am the comforter, and I am the comforter. For that I am is that which you are also. Please understand. The comforter is that which within you is unlimited and unbound by the chains of this world. And it is great comfort to know that you can create your life the way you would wish it to be. In that respect, you are the comforter. You are that I am also. But once you know this is true through your experience, through your ability to alter and transform and change your life, you will feel the love of this comforter that is you. That is all of us. It exists within all things. It is not possessed or owned by one individual. Everybody has that within them, just as much as they have the discomforter in them. This is a choice. You were not put here to be subjective. You were here to be creative. The choice is, will you create or not? Wonderful. Oh, thank you, Victorious. Hi, Heather. It feels terrible to always be attacked by people that don't understand. My energy stirs their demons. Yes. But again, when you are in a vibrational frequency, because Heather, that's a common consideration that gets brought to our attention, that a lot of people have these people around them that make them uncomfortable. They're being judged by these people. When you are really clearly in alignment with your source, and you know that what you think you are creating, once you understand that process, as a man thinketh, as a person thinketh, I create an energy, and that energy creates an action. That action goes out in the world and affects and organizes matter around you. When you begin to understand that, then you just stay in a state of love and grace and watch the world organize itself around you. It'll literally start doing that. People, events, and circumstances are showing up on your doorstep because of what you're dominantly feeling, consciously or unconsciously. And until you can deliberately and intentionally change your beliefs, things will continue on the way they are. But you must learn to identify, what am I believing? Well, if you're suffering, then you got a belief in suffering. If I don't have a job, well, I believe I don't have enough. If I don't have a happy relationship, then I've got a belief that I'm not going to be happy in my relationships. And until you start identifying the beliefs and changing the emotions, how would it feel to be more joyful in your relationship? How would it feel every moment to open your eyes knowing you're walking into a world where people love, honor, respect, and appreciate you wherever you go? I go down the street, and even the homeless people, when we look at each other, we smile at each other, right? And a lot of those people got a lot of reason to be angry, and they still smile. Remember, wherever you go, there you are, right? Yes, he says that too. Yeah. And Master Jesus understood this whenever he went somewhere, wherever he goes anywhere now, he knows that he brings himself there. Like right now, I'm feeling this intense heat through the core of my body. It's like this pillar of heat just going through my body. And their energy, the master's energies always precede them because they know that they radiate out. As soon as they form an intention, energy is organizing itself on their behalf. Ask and you shall receive. So when you're in a state of joy, or you're going to a job interview, or you're going to a meeting, get into a state of joy before you even get there. Just go, I'm so looking forward to this. Get into a state of joy and let your joy organize the conditions for you. It does. It really does work that way. Oh, hi, Terry. Yes, fear is a liar. That's correct, Heather. Hi, Christine. Did Jesus get upset or sad when he was living in old days? How did he change his emotions and stay aligned and joyful? That's a great question. He's saying he feels great love and honor for in asking that question. You are ready to receive that truth for yourself. If you were to ask that question of yourself, how would you feel if you were aligned to the love of your Creator? If you knew that this loving intelligence in you was unrestricted and completely what? Complete, just complete. And that it loves you. Can you speak on that more specifically? The process for me was far less difficult than for many of you, as I was raised in environments where the ultimate well-being of the individual was held as sacred. We did not view any form of corporal punishment, any form of viewing another individual in a darkness. We always saw each other in the light of the great creative potential that each of us brought forth into this world. The challenge I had in the changing of beliefs were only faced when I got into the world of material, where I was offered many things. I was offered great wealth. I was offered great power. I was offered many things. And I came to the position of understanding that my great wealth and my great power were not of this world, that my great wealth and my great power were in what I believed and what I knew. My relationship to the Creator that made me was. This was the great wealth. This was the limitless wealth that I had, that all of these things in this world came to me not because they were trying to control me, but they came as a result of my relationship to my source. And I put it before all earthly considerations. I learned to manage my own ideas about it. And it does not matter who you are. You have to learn to manage your mind. You have to learn to manage your thinking. You have to learn to manage your actions. If you do not do this, then you will be subjective to them or subjective to the inclinations of others. And there will be great temptations for those of you who decide to walk down this path to your own creative expression. There will be great temptations. And when you can surrender those and know that you are manifesting that which is around you in conjunction with your Creator, then you will have no fear. You will have no desire or need to do anything out there other than to be what you are wherever you are. Thank you. Great question. Changing your beliefs. The kingdom of God and all things will be added to you. The kingdom is within. Yes, Terry, that's absolutely true. It's beating our hearts right now. I love that, right? Think about that. There's an intelligence in our bodies. I'm going to drink some water right now, and there's this intelligence going to take this water and it's going to convert that water into blood and skin and bone and whatever the body needs. And the body's there's an intelligence within you. It knows how to build eyeballs and toes and fingers, right? It knows how to do that. And you're in a relationship with it. And hopefully you're going to get into a conscious relationship with it. Because if it can build a physical body, there's nothing it can't do in this world. Literally, the kingdom of God is within you. And if you follow biblical texts, Master Jesus said that if they tell you the kingdom of God is there, no, the kingdom of God, if they tell you the kingdom of God is there or there or theirs, no, the kingdom of God is within you. He emphasized that repeatedly, right? When he said the only way to the kingdom is through me, what he was referring to are the beliefs and the ideas and the principles that he taught, not him personally. It was the ideas and the beliefs and the principles that he taught that will lead you to that kingdom of God within you, right? He said the kingdom, as you believe in your heart, which is your subconscious mind, your internal mechanism. I mean, it's amazing. Brilliant soul. Can you have different physical and spiritual parents? Absolutely. Again, when you understand multidimensional conceptions of reality, multidimensional conceptions of reality, this body is just one vehicle through which you perceive. But you look at your hand, you got 5 fingers on your hand, and each finger expresses unique and differently, right? But they're part of you, they're extensions of you. From a non-localized consciousness, the same process is true. As an awareness, you can basically be aware of all points of time and space if you had the awareness cultivated enough to do that, as Master Jesus or Archangel Michael do. They can be in multiple places at the same time without diminishing the level of intensity and focus and presence they have at any one of those points of time and space. That being said, yes, you can tap into other beings that you would call as your parents, as your nurturers. Yes, they're using the word nurturers as nurturers, those that you call nurturers or mentors or teachers. You have many of them, not just a set, one set or two set. You are connected to all. And as you change your frequency, you connect to all on those frequencies. I use the example of the cell phone. If you have a cell phone and I call your cell phone number, I can reach you on that frequency. And if you call me on my cell phone number, you can reach me on that frequency. You won't get your mom or your dad. So understanding frequency is really important. And your frequency you can control and change by what you think and feel. What you're feeling is is your frequency. What you're feeling is your frequency. And you can literally take a breath, make a decision. I'm going to breathe deeply right now, and I'm going to breathe total peace into my body. And you can make that decision right now and breathe in. And as you exhale, you can make a decision. I'm going to strengthen that peace even more as I exhale. And the minute you do that, you're actually organizing and generating a state of being just by doing something as simple as that. It's a matter with you when you're dealing with, like, if you're in the throes of a deep depression or you're really upset or angry, the amount of effort that you might require to restore that peace deliberately, intentionally, might take a little longer. But if you stay with the process, it's inevitable what will happen. Because as a man thinketh, so shall it be. As you think, so shall it be. When you can engage your body in it, it happens a lot faster. So yeah, you have a limitless number of beings that are here to nurture you and guide you and connect with you. Siblings, multidimensional masters. There are beings on planes that I don't even understand yet. Metatron, for example, has complexities to mathematics that I can see these things, but I can't understand their meaning. And I can see literally mathematical formulas floating around, and I don't understand the meaning of them. And then I'll be looking at a book someday or watching a video and say, oh, I know that symbol, right? So you can tap into anything. Remember, because this is not who you are. This is just the vehicle you're expressing through. I know a lot of people want to believe this is the only life you have. Well, you're going to find out in one way or another that it's not true. Hi, Drusilla. I don't seem to think about anything but my spiritual world. Am I overdoing it? I get a big, loud no. If your spiritual world is one of love, then that is what you are giving to this world. The very nature of what you are being is what you are giving to this world. The nature of what you are being is what you are giving to this world. The nature of what you are being is what you are giving to this world. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're welcome, Victorious. Is it physically safe? Gina is asking, is it physically safe for me to quit drinking all at once? Trying to cut back is not working for me. I got to talk to you a bit myself here, Gina. Yes and no. You want to make certain, because remember, with drinking, what happens, there's your neuro and biological chemistry change. There's certain things you want to identify that the body needs. You want to figure out what the body actually needs nutritionally. You want to identify nutritionally what your body needs, and you want to begin drinking as much water as you would normally drink alcohol. So you retrain your biology back to water. Remember, most people on this planet are severely dehydrated and not even aware of it. It makes it hard to think and function properly. For me, it was literally a process of just saying no. And I literally did. I just said no. Was it difficult? Yeah, because the temptation was there for a long time. But it's really a process of whether it takes you time or it doesn't take you time or you do it immediately. It's completely up to you. But you might want to consult a medical professional that understands the biochemistry of what happens when a person quits drinking so that you can make that transition for your body a comfortable one. I mean, your body can make it. You want to place too much detoxing because once you stop drinking, the body will start to detox. You want to overload the liver. You really want to be mindful of that. You might want to do a liver flush and clean the liver out. There's a range of things that you need to be considered. From my personal perspective, I literally just jumped off and then just increased my water intake, increased live food. That's what I did personally. Um, yes. And Master Jesus is saying, if ye are aligned to love, if you are aligned to the love of your choice, then the transition for your body will be very simple and easy. Be aligned to love. So whatever that vibration of love is for you, walk your body through that. Communicate your love to your body. Like communicate your love to your body as because it can go through withdrawals, right? It happened with me with other things. When it goes through withdrawals, it desires it, and you've got to give it things that are better for it until it learns that you're going to care about it. Thank you for that question. Hi, Bo. It seems that listening to other people on social media around the world, the virus causes us to take on beliefs that then scare us. Well, it's not the virus that causes us to take that belief on. It's the information, the misinformation that's being put out about what it means, right? There's been a lot of misinformation put out. And again, this is not a venue for that. Today we're talking about changing beliefs. But yeah, there's a lot of misinformation given to us by the world. You know, if I continued to believe that what my mother had taught me, what my father had taught me, what my stepfather taught me, what my teachers taught me, if I continued to believe what they told me I was and who I am, if I continued to believe that, it would have destroyed me, and it nearly did. You have to learn to formulate your own beliefs about what you want your reality to be. Um, and yeah, there's actual physical things going on in this world that you need to be mindful of. There are cause and effect, but remember, everything in your world today is an exact representation of what's going on inside you mentally and emotionally. And that's true for the human collective unconsciousness. So it's really important. It's not the virus that's forcing your beliefs to change. It's the information around it that can affect your beliefs and the amount of emotion connected to the information. If you look at mass media's mechanisms, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them have a lot of fear and hype about what this means. And yet the numbers and the statistics about it say a very different story. I always, whenever somebody tells me something's a certain reality, I always investigate. I always want to check out, is this true? Is this not true? What's the information that supports its reality? You want to get to that place. Don't let the world determine who you are. You get to choose to be who you wish to be. You get to decide that. Decide. Don't let the world make the decision for you. You know how many people watch TV shows and fashion shows and stuff, and their definition of self comes from the world. And then when the world definition changes, they're like, they got to follow that one. And it's crazy making. You're a beautiful sentient being. You're a beautiful sentient being with unlimited creative potential. Rediscover that. Define yourself. Make yourself into that which you wish yourself to be. You can. Um, ah, um, Wonderful. SJK is asking, I frequently daydream about how a situation may turn out perfectly. Job, house, relationship, but then later the situation turns into complete crap. I don't understand how I'm creating that. That's because what's causing the creation to fall apart is unconscious. There's unconscious emotions that you have going on that short circuit that. So you get to a certain point where things are starting to unfold and manifest, and something unconscious says, wait a minute, that's not right. That's not right. This is not the way it's supposed to be. And then you start thinking, saying, and doing things that create different outcomes. Learn to meditate on what you want so deeply, profoundly, so that you feel it all the time. You use meditation as a place of developing. It's like a workshop for cultivating a certain emotional energy that represents what you want your life experience to be so deeply and profoundly. And then remind yourself throughout the day to go back to that state, to go back to that state. We do that with the 1 billion strong movement, where we literally stay focused in the energy of love and continue to put that out. So the feeling of having everything you want would be a feeling of gratitude, right? Stay in gratitude. Even when things around you seem to indicate the opposite of what you want, stay in gratitude. Be grateful for it. You'll be surprised how quickly things can reorganize, because the old belief system will try and challenge the new belief system, and usually unconsciously, right? Yes. You just keep saying, as you believe in your heart, so it is. So find out what's going on in your subconscious mind and change that. I remember the very first time he told me that the subconscious mind is the heart that he spoke of. Terry says, Scripture says, do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Absolutely true. There's a lot of great truths in many of the religious texts around the world, but there's also a lot of misinformation. Again, as he said earlier, many of these organizations were created to create a social order that allowed few to control many in a very predictable way. And that's exactly what's happened. If you look at the course of religion over the last 2,000 years, you can see very clearly that, and if people could not be controlled or manipulated, they were punished or murdered or other stuff. So please understand that we were meant to be sentient, creative expressions of this infinite intelligence coming from a platform of love and grace, right? Not to be manipulated and controlled into somebody else's view of what they think we should be. Wow, great questions there, everybody. Yes, thank you. So Drusilla, to the other question earlier, I think from, let me see here. I want to make certain. Okay, yeah, Gina, you want to get in touch with Drusilla. She's in the comment section. If you want to, please reach out to Drusilla right now, because she's gone through that process very clearly, so she'll be able to walk you through it very easily. And there's a buddy to work with. Is being a medium a next desired step from being a psychic, or being a psychic as good resting step already? Again, I call myself a medium because I bring forth information from these different beings, these masters, these multidimensional souls. I bring information through for them. I'm like a relayer. I'm like the radio set that's broadcasting information, and I call that being a medium. A psychic is where you're able to tune into, from my again, this is my interpretation of a psychic. A psychic is one who's able to tune into information and ideas that aren't readily apparent to the senses, but have relevant value to the transformation and change in other people's lives that can be communicated to them. So, like, I could tap into your father and some things that he did in his past life, and I can tap into that. But it's still a process of being a medium, where you're bringing information that's not readily available to the senses through and expressing it out. I prefer medium to psychic. There's so much dogma attached to the word psychic, but medium is a safe word from my perspective of communicating an infinite truth without the restrictions or judgment of others. I think this is the last question we'll be taking today, from Pooja. Hi, I want to ask Master Jesus that what is the purpose of my second daughter in my life, and is there any lesson she wants to teach me? He's laughing at you, Pooja. He's saying the question is not what lesson is your daughter here to teach you, but what lesson are you reminding her that she needs to teach herself? You need to remind her of who she wants to be. Repeatedly, you want to remind your daughter of who she wants to be. Remind her to figure out who she wants to be. Ask her, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And if you wish to be a lesson for her, then be who you want to be. Be who you are. Be who you are. Be who you are. It is not for you to impose your restrictions or beliefs on her, but to offer her the best of yourself and let your beliefs make her more of who she is. Make sure that your beliefs make her to be all that she can be by her own choice, by her own will. Yes. Interesting. Very interesting, Pooja. Thank you so much. Uh, he's saying that the lesson that she will teach you will be in being herself, and the lesson you will teach her is in being yourself. These are the true lessons that we offer each other. Be all that you can be, and you will be the lesson your children need. Teach them to be all they can be, and they will be the lesson that you need from them. But always being that most of what you can be will be all that you can offer this world anyway. On that note, I'm going to say thank you, everybody else, for your support. I want to say thank you to my Patreons. I want to say thank you to everybody showed up here today to support this live. So remember, changing your beliefs is really important. If you can, and it's not just changing the idea. You've got to change the emotion. You've got to change the emotion to change a belief. You can create a new belief and add a new emotion to it, and thereby start to build a new belief as a functional part of your life. Take your time. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself love every day. Look in the mirror and remember there's a divine intelligence looking out to you through your eyes. Every time you look in a mirror, there's a divine intelligence looking at you through your eyes. And you are that divine intelligence. And that body is just a vehicle that you're using to express that intelligence here in this physical world. And I want to say much love to everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. If you want to know more about our courses and classes, if you want to book a reading with me, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com.